It's Ernie Johnson here, joined by the...
Oh, say does that star...
This is 2K Sports. Yeah, we've got time.
Good evening, Kevin.
Thanks, DA, and Philly loves guys that work hard. Great attitude to build your team around, for sure. Clark, you talked about this a lot, the changes, the biggest differences from playing college basketball to pro basketball.
Without question, Kevin, a couple of the biggest differences for me were the speed of the game and the quality of the players on the court. That was really something that I was aware of, but it hit me right between the eyes as I got going. And then the other thing was the travel and schedule. I hit a wall after about 60 games and was really a dead man walking for about 10 days before my legs came back and I finished that rookie season strong.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Covington and Simmons, the duo at forward. J.J. Redick is out there with Jared Bayless, and it's Embiid in at the 5. The shot's good.
And, you know, Drummond is an experienced big man now, and because of that, he's gained confidence and has no problem shooting over the defense inside.
Now here's Bayless. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Raptors in Toronto. Pass to Simmons to the inside. Here's Embiid, off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And you can see how comfortable Embiid is, feeling like nobody can guard him in the paint, and he's right.
Jackson kicks to Bradley. Down low. Outside for Jackson. Those three-pointers off the mark. On defense, the Pistons. 4-3, Covington. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Covington. And Detroit has possession. Outside Jackson. The pass to Harris. Drummond the screen. Harris dishes to Drummond. To the middle. Deflects the pass. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Bradley. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And really an interesting move by the Pistons, in effect shedding 2 starters in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Marcus Morris for 1 in Avery Bradley. Stan Van Gundy clearly valued Bradley's leadership and playoff experience.
Now here's Bayless. Embiid the screen. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Bayless has got his first points in this one.
And Bayless has great change of pace. He changes gears so fast out there. 1 minute he's blowing by you, and the next second he's going 25 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone.
Outside Bradley. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. These are the players who had the most success from deep last season. Number 5 is J.J. Redick.
The bucket must have looked 3 feet wide to him last year. I mean, very deserving in terms of that spot among the league leaders from 3.
Covington against Johnson. Covington passes to Embiid, and stolen by Harris. Again, the miss by the Pistons. 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Out to the right wing. Bayless from long range. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Bayless has got 5 points so far. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Harris. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And you know what? They were giving away points, missing at the line. A big factor in the outcome.
Ditto that. When you give up this many points at the line, it makes it a lot easier for the opposition.
Now here's Bayless. Following the missed shot by Tobias Harris. Just 3 to shoot. Bayless's shot is off.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Drummond. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against New York. Harris kicks to Drummond. Embiid with the steal. Outside, Redick drops in the tray. Redick's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. Last season's performance for him. Last season, put up about 14 points a game, 5 assists and 2 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
And here is Harris after J.J. Redick hitting the 3. Now the 76ers on the break. Covington with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. And again, J.J. Redick for 3. Redick's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Philadelphia. Pistons trail by 11. And when you look at the Sixers, Clark, that very young roster, how soon do you think it'll all come together?
Well, they've got a lot of good pieces, particularly with the superstar potential of Embiid and Simmons, if they're able to stay healthy. The playoffs might not be too far away. As far as contending for a title, way too early to project that.
Now here's Bayless, guarded by Jackson. Covington's shot is off. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Johnson. And again, unable to change momentum here. Covington kicks to Simmons. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Simmons absolutely in his comfort zone near the rim. I mean, uses his body extremely well and typically gets exactly the kind of shot he wants.
Drummond a screen. Jackson kicks to Drummond. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Drummond's got his second basket of the night.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Here's the screen. Back to Bayless. Left side, Redick. Here's Embiid. Good D by Drummond. Pistons trail by 11. Outside Bradley. Three-pointer. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after 1 season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. They get it back. Goes back up and stolen by Drummond. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And Bradley, a great athlete. He won the dunk contest in high school. Terrific player, but he's not a big highlight player, it seems, in the NBA, Greg.
Yeah, you know, his strength and explosiveness more on display defensively, and that's been his meal ticket. He's added skill, though. He's turned the corner and has become a two-way threat.
And the basket by Harris.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Volts kicks to Stauskas. And he feeds it to Šarić. Back to Stauskas. Šarić, a screen on Bradley. Here's Stauskas. Here's Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And that versatility that Johnson offers has a huge upside. He's mobile and strong enough that he can defend either front court position, and that's a great tool for any team to have.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Galloway. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. The 76ers leading by 7. There's 25 seconds left to play in the first. Fultz, no good. Detroit's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Kennard, the pass to Galloway. Here's Kennard. Lure a screen on Anderson. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, that's not how you screen for your guys, but ultimately they still found a way to come away with the hoop.
Pistons have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Tries to keep it alive. No good on that one. And we reach the end of the first quarter. 76ers lead by 5. We've got more in store for you. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What stands out to you guys? Pistons trail by 5. And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, Marjanovic is out there with John Lure. Then there's Ish Smith, and it's Galloway in at the shooting guard position. Clock at 4. Here's Lure. Saric grabs the board.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Stauskas dishes to Fultz. Screen by Saric. Puts up a 3. Hits the three-point bomb. Saric has got the opening field goal of the second quarter for Philadelphia. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Smith drives in. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Korkmaz checked in for Stauskas. You see more and more players who can do it all on both ends of the floor. Clark, who's your pick for the most versatile player right now in the league?
Well, for me, it starts with LeBron James. I mean, his passing ability is platinum level. And then you think about his size, athleticism, speed, IQ. All of that is also platinum level. So he's unique in that regard. Draymond Green, because of what he can do defensively in terms of guarding multiple positions. And Giannis Antetokounmpo, I mean, the Greek freak, is really unique in his versatility as well.
Low block shot on the way, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the 76ers.
And the one thing that jumps out at me when you look at that shot chart is just how little scoring they get from out above the free throw line extended three-point range. They've got to get more points from out high if they want to improve their offense.
He gets it in there.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
Back to Galloway. Over Fultz. Almost, but it rolls out.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
McConnell kicks to Fultz. Bradley on the double team. Passes it to Korkmaz. Johnson the screen. Korkmaz passes to Saric. Here's Johnson. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense.
Here's Drummond. And he lays it straight in. Drummond's got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
There's the feed to Fultz. Dishes it to Saric. Over Harris. Detroit with the rebound. Drummond's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Outside Jackson. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got his first 2 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. But it sure does look good.
And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid, he's checked in for Johnson. Simmons comes in for Saric. Robert Covington's checked in for Korkmaz. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Fultz. Embiid the screen. McConnell kicks to Embiid. And Embiid throws it down.
Man, nice to see how Embiid operates in the pick and roll. Knows how to set hard screens as well as where and when to roll.
The 3 from Bradley. Simmons pulls it in. The 76ers leading by 7.
And T.J. McConnell, undrafted out of Arizona, but he caught on with the Sixers, and I tell you what, made an immediate impact. Standing at about 6'2" and just over 200 pounds. He brings that physicality at the defensive end of the floor.
Embiid, no good. For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Inside, and Simmons slams it in.
And the vertical of Simmons, guys, I tell you, an extraordinary dunker when given the chance to launch and lift like that.
For 3, Harris. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Bradley. That's tipped. Embiid dishes to Simmons. Johnson with it. 9 points last game. Takes the 13-footer. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Jackson.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
And they're starting to heat up is what they're doing. They're on fire. I mean, that's what they need to climb back into this game.
Here's Simmons. And he overshot that one, missing. Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Jackson in the corner. Back to Bradley. For 3, Harris. Tries again. Here's Drummond. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if any big man has the combination of strength, speed, and hops that Drummond has, not to mention his length, an unreal physical specimen.
And the 76ers making a change here. Bayless is checked in.
Look at the big fella working on that possession. He knows how to fend guys off and get those rebounds.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
And checking out some numbers here for J.J. Redick, how he performed last season. 5th in 3-point field goal percentage and ranked in the top 15 in free throw percentage. Tremendous confidence and technique at the line.
And you said it, top 5 percentage from deep. I don't think last year was an aberration. He's one of the deadliest sharpshooters in the game. Embiid with the screen on Jackson. Got a piece of it and stolen by Drummond. And it's Bradley off the drive. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. That's 7 points for Avery Bradley.
Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score.
Embiid with the screen on Jackson. Here's the screen. Off the pick. Got a piece of it. And the Pistons with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. And Harris wide open. He shoots. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And, you know, Bayless is not just a perimeter player. I mean, he never backs away from chances to get close to the basket for these interior opportunities.
Johnson outside. Here's the dish to Drummond. Back to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Embiid with the steal.
Don't have to be in a hurry. They can hold for the last one.
That's exactly what they should do. I mean, you don't want to give the opponent another possession here. Make sure you get the last one.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Bradley kicks to Jackson. For 3, Harris nailed from three-point land. Harris has got his 3rd basket of the night. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. 76.
Kevin, thanks.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the
2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Some big-time action. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Detroit?
Well, they remind me of Arizona. They were flat defensively. They didn't collapse at the end. They allowed over 50% shooting. I expect them to come out much more aggressive in the second half and try to take the lead early on.
And that will...
Welcome back, everyone. The lights of Motown reflecting brightly off the Detroit River. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire.
Here's Jackson. Kicking off the second half, here's Brett Brown's five. The young stars, Simmons and Embiid at the 4 and 5. Redick and Covington make up the perimeter, and it's Bayless in at the point guard position. Simmons with the defensive effort.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
And watching Andre Drummond play, he's really just an old school type center. I mean, he eats up space in the middle and finishes plays in close. Not a skilled guy who can pull a defender away from the basket.
Bayless the pass to Simmons. It's Redick on the wing. Kicks it to Embiid. Over Drummond. Embiid, no good. Pistons trailed by 4. And with Drummond, he does play like towering centers of decades past.
Yeah, I mean, he isn't great at moving the ball around or hitting shots from range, but his size and athleticism are elite and one of the best rebounders in our game.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
Redick dishes to Bayless. Embiid the screen. Bradley against Redick. And it's blocked by Bradley. And they're able to recover. And they get it back.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
And Lure kicks to Jackson. Shoots over Bayless for the tie. Drummond passes to Johnson. Second shot opportunity. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. In the post, Clark, you were as polished as they come. I watched it with my own eyes and loved the way you play. Just how important, when you go back to that time, is footwork for a big man in the NBA?
Well, I think it's everything, regardless of what size you are, big or small. Fundamentally sound footwork is essential to being a solid offensive basketball player. And as a guy who played inside and out, it was something I took pride in. And I wasn't the greatest athlete, a decent athlete, so my footwork allowed me to gain an advantage against bigger guys.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And one thing that you can say about this Pistons team is they are fundamentally sound, strong on the glass and closing out possessions, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for Andre Drummond. Tobias Harris comes in for Stanley Johnson. Langston Galloway's checked in for Avery Bradley. And it's Ish Smith in for Reggie Jackson. Galloway dishes to Harris. Detroit, no good that time either. Greg, with the Pistons and their discipline as a team, part of their great rebounding means they allow very few second chance points, one of the fewest allowed in the league last season.
And couple that with how strong they've been at taking care of the basketball. Low turnover numbers as well as points allowed off of those turnovers. And with that rebounding, I think it makes for very measured basketball.
You talk about passing, Smith is one of the best in the game in that aspect. An incredible distributor.
And Šarić kicks to Bayless. He dishes it to Embiid. Shot clock at 6. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And, you know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
The score now all even. Lure's got his second bucket of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And here we go. Harris heading to the hoop. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. The fourth spot held down by Robert Covington.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
It's Covington on the wing. Embiid the screen. Covington with the bucket.
And, you know, passing the ball is exactly what Bayless is out there to do. I mean, especially when a teammate does not have anybody around him. Get it to the open guy.
Smith the pass to Galloway. Nice ball movement by Detroit. It's stolen by Šarić. Covington with it. Picked up by Harris. The basket counts and 1. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And it's always terrific when Covington gets going down in the paint. I mean, this guy can score the ball from anywhere on the floor.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Johnson, he's checked in for Embiid. Korkmaz comes in for J.J. Redick. And it's Fulton for Jared Bayless. Harris dishes to Lure. Here's Marjanovic. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Marjanovic has got 5.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Johnson the screen. Korkmaz passes to Šarić. Rebounded by the Pistons. Marjanovic has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Smith looking for his first basket still in this one. And Lure kicks to Smith. Back to Lure. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Marjanovic. Good D by Johnson.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Stolen by Lure. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. Korkmaz grabs the miss. The 76ers leading by 3. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Smith dishes to Harris. Here's Galloway. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Philadelphia.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Drummond's checked in for Marjanovic. Johnson comes in for John Lure. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith. Pass to Korkmaz. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from the high post. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Johnson kicks to Jackson. For 3, Harris. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Pass to Korkmaz. Anderson up top. 1:46 left to play in the third. Screen by Šarić. Shot to stop the run, and it's Stauskas with the bucket inside. Stauskas has got the game tied up here for the 76ers. Now Jackson. He's got 6. Harris kicks to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Let the big dog eat. Love seeing Drummond throw it down like that. Beautiful.
The pass to Korkmaz. Feeds to Fultz. Takes a 3. They get it back. Šarić with it. He's picked up by Drummond. Korkmaz. A 3-pointer off the mark. Detroit's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist from Jackson. Jackson's got his 8th assist in the game. The 76ers trail by 4. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Passes it to Korkmaz. To the right side. Šarić with the screen for Fultz. Anderson against Harris. Here's Stauskas. Nice form on the 20-footer. Stauskas has got 4 points now in the quarter. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
Look here for the Pistons. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. John Lure comes in for Harris. Kennard, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. And Smith subbed in for Jackson. The 76ers also with a sub. Simmons is checked in. Now here is Smith. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And the layup is good. Smith's got the lead up to 4 now for Detroit.
Man, that was a really nice interior shot by Smith. For a smaller guy, he's extremely confident when he gets down in the paint.
The third quarter comes to a close. Pistons lead by 4. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Let's listen in now to head coach Stan Van Gundy from a few moments ago.
Right now! You got to do it all now!
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. The 76ers trail by 4. They've got Kennard. John Lure's out there with Marjanovic. Then it's Johnson, and it's Smith in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. from the baseline. The shot by Sharch, no good. The Pistons shooting it up around 51%. They're getting good looks. And here's Smith. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Some changes for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Sharch. Redick comes in for Anderson. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Fultz. And Simmons kicks to Stauskas. There's a good screen. Back to Simmons. To the left wing. Marjanovic against Embiid. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Over to the left wing. Smith outside. And goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Robert Covington's checked in for Philadelphia. The 76ers trail by 6. And Bayless kicks to Covington. And taken away by Johnson. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Philadelphia has gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. Now here's Bayless, guarded closely. Outside, Redick. Embiid sets the pick for Redick. Drills the three-pointer.
And all of a sudden, that three puts them in striking distance, guys. He's had that shot working all night.
You bet he has. I mean, working overtime. The triple's been his bread and butter in this ball game. Nothing but butter. Sweet butter.
내 발을 닦고 화장실로 갈게. 지원이 엄마한테 말해야지.
Yeah, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane jumping skills, he seizes it.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Smith outside. He kicks it to Johnson. Clock at 6. Kennard. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feet.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Here's Simmons. Detroit with the rebound.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
The basket counts and one. They'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pistons.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
Bayless the pass to Covington. Embiid sets the pick for Covington. From outside off the mark. Detroit leading by 7. Smith with it. Pass to Kennard. Now Marjanovic. Pass to Kennard. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. The 76ers trail by 7. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. There's the screen, and Bayless kicks to Covington. He feeds it to Embiid. Over Drummond. That one wide left.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
And the rejection by Embiid.
Solid read from Embiid there. Terrific at anticipating when that shot is coming.
Covington dishes to Bayless. The feed to Embiid. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And Embiid throws it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Harris passes to Drummond. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Drummond's got the lead up to 7 now for the Pistons. Now here's Bayless, guarded by Jackson. Rejected by Harris. Jackson kicks to Harris. To the paint. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist by Harris. Drummond's got 9 points now in just the second half. The 76ers trail by 9. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's foul number 2 for him. Harris on the double team. Embiid against Drummond. Embiid kicks to Covington. Embiid with the screen on Bradley and stolen by Drummond.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
Here's Bayless. Sinks that one from the post.
And, you know, the quick first step Bayless has is so effective. Really uses it well on his drives to the hoop.
Here's Jackson. Johnson the screen. The first free throw is good. And Harris drops them both.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Redick setting the pick for Simmons. It's stolen by Bradley. Now here's Bradley, the fast break opportunity. That pushes it to double digits.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Yeah, it looks too easy for him. Almost looks too easy for him, I should say, Greg. I mean, their chemistry is really, really at a high level.
Timeout called the 76ers. Clark, as an analyst, do you feel you view the game drastically different from when you were in your playing days in college and the NBA?
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? I really do, because I've benefited from the different coaches we've had a chance to visit with over the years, and that's added to my perspective. And you tend to look at things differently when you're playing. I was always a student of the game, but clearly I think I've become a lot more analytical as an analyst, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Detroit making a switch. Kennard's checked in. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Brett Brown's huddle with his team. He is not pleased, and he told them they have to make a push right now. He said, look, we got to make a move, or I've got to pull the plug. Pretty blunt stuff, Kevin. Back to you.
Bradley dishes to Drummond. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. So he can't get either to fall. The 76ers trail by 9. And Bayless kicks to Simmons. Back to Bayless. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
You know, I think veteran leadership traits that Bayless exudes, really the reason he's so highly revered around the league. Somebody that this team looks to both on and off the court.
He needed to convert on all of those. Missed opportunities at the line are the last thing they need right now.
And here's Harris from the arc. Hits it from three-point range. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And how about the consistency from range tonight? Really impressive.
Yeah, you know what? The defense can't keep giving him these looks. I mean, he looks really comfortable shooting from these spots on the floor.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Detroit.
And it may be a comfortable win for them, but, you know, they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Andre Drummond.
Yeah, and he was aggressive rebounding the ball tonight. I think his aggressiveness on the glass helped set the tone.
Just 2 to shoot. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense from Johnson. Out to the right wing. And here's Stauskas from the arc. Sinks the triple.
Well, you just can't afford to let Stauskas shake free from outside. A long bomb threat who is remarkably consistent from beyond the arc.
And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.